What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to take a look at a quote from an NFL draft analyst as he is kind of hyping up a mid-round quarterback for the New York Jets. So the New York Jets were broadcasting live one of their network shows at the NFL Combine. The whole NFL world is at the NFL Combine, and ESPN's NFL draft analyst Matt Miller made the case for the New York Jets to draft Will Howard, saying he thinks he might be ready to start on day one.
Okay, Will Howard.
Okay, perfect. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Make the case for Will Howard. He is actually ready to start day one. I think the athletic ability, the leadership, he doesn't have the biggest arm, but when you have weapons like Garrett Wilson, he needs to make a throw a touch, timing, anticipation. Will Howard does that. Andy gives you the mobility out of the backfield. I mean, he can run an RPO scheme. He can make things happen as a designated runner, but he also can create. He's just steady as they come. So is he going to be, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen? No, but he could be a really solid starting quarterback in the NFL.
So here's what you need to know about Will Howard. He's currently 23 years old, will turn 24 in September, has that prototypical quarterback size at 6'4" and 235 pounds. Now, he's a bit of an older prospect. He played 4 years at Kent State before transferring to Ohio State this past year and had a really big season, by far his best season in college football. 73% completion percentage, threw for 4,010 yards, 35 touchdowns to 10 interception. As I mentioned, by far the biggest production year that we've seen. Now, some will argue that it's the team around him, and there's no denying that they're the national champions. They always have good receivers. They have good weapons. But it's not like this guy's just, some absolute schmuck out there. He can play, not to the point where he's going to be taken in the first round. We'll get to where he's being mocked in a little bit, but it's not like sometimes you see these quarterbacks from big schools who get carried. Think of like the Alabama days in the early 2010s when they were winning championships, and then like their quarterbacks were getting drafted in the 7th round. Greg McElroy style, shout out New York Jets. But this is someone who's gonna be taken more than likely on day 2, maybe at the absolute latest 4th round. Aaron Glenn keeps saying that he wants a winner at quarterback. So does this guy fit the bill? Because he just won a national championship, and he does have some like legit leadership ability from what we've seen from him at Ohio State. This kind of seems to fit the bill of the old school Bill Parcells evaluation of quarterback, where they have to start or, play a certain amount of games, win a certain amount of games, have a certain touchdown to interception ratio. And again, by far his best year was at Ohio State. Didn't have that same success at Kent State, but I wonder if this is someone who the Jets would actually be interested in. And if you're looking at him stylistically, this is the kind of quarterback we're talking about. So not the biggest arm. No one's going to get confused with him having some howitzer of an arm. But he's described as a mobile pocket passer. He, works out of the shotgun a lot and will be more of a pocket passer. But it's not like he can't get around and move around in the pocket if need be. Ran a pro-style offense at Ohio State. On the downside, a reason why he's not going higher is he needs to work on some mechanical things. But an interesting quote, I thought, from Casey Martinez of the Big Ten Network: put him in a timing-based system where he can use the play-action prowess, and you might have yourself a starter. I mentioned it before, but wouldn't it be ironic the Jets have taken so many swings in the first round trying to find their franchise guy, and one of these random mid-round swings that they take a flyer on, Jordan Travis last year, or if they do take a Will Howard type of quarterback this year in like the 3rd or 4th round, imagine if that ends up being your guy. It would be pretty ironic. I'm not going to bet the farm on it, but if the Jets do like what Will Howard can offer, I'm not against taking a quarterback. I'm also not like pounding the table. They absolutely have to take a quarterback this year. I think you leave it up to Glenn and Muji. If they're comfortable with Tyrod and some other veteran and they like the rest, and they like the 26 class better, so be it. If they want to see what a guy like a Will Howard, or insert your favorite mid-round quarterback here, can do in year one, see where they are, and then evaluate if you need to draft a quarterback in 2026, you can do it that way. I'm totally good with it, but As of right now, I kind of mentioned it, but here's a look at where Will Howard's projected to go. Somewhere in the third round is where he's being mocked consensusly right now. That is obviously subject to change. We've seen guys fall significantly further than we thought they would or rise later in the draft process, but right now projected as a third rounder. So would you do this? Do you think the Jets should take Will Howard in the third round of the NFL draft? Is this the quarterback that the Jets need? You let me know in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you next time.